Yeah. Oh no. You most certainly can.
This is the Let's Have a Real Conversation podcast. And I am your host.
A singing ass singer.
Dash Indy. AKA Dash period.
Dash period.
Well, because I started to say dash and then I said dashing and then, you know. Anyway. Who is it? Who is here? Who is it?
Yo, remember Ricky Lake? They used to ring the bell.
They used to ring the bell. You're so right. They did ring the bell. You know who does that?
I used to sit down and watch it with my aunt, and it was the most scandalous, wildest thing ever to me at like 8 years old.
Oh, absolutely.
Just be like, what? She's sleeping with her sister's boyfriend? That's so crazy.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what? But why would you sleep with your boom boom? Oh no, They rang the bell. That means another person is coming.
Yeah.
And right when they ring the bell, the audience would all go, and then it would cut to a commercial.
Do you remember Richard Bay?
No.
You don't remember Richard Bay? No. So I think Richard Bay and Ricky Lake came on.
What was the lady? What was the lady with the glasses? The old lady.
Sally Jesse Raphael.
Holler. Can't forget about Sally Jesse Raphael.
No, you can't. Or Jenny Jones. You remember Jenny Jones. Or Maury.
Well, that was...
Well, we're getting into, you know...
Now you talking about...
Territory.
You are not the father.
Right, but Maury wasn't always that way.
I know. A lot of people don't even know. Maury started, like, doing mad other shit.
Yeah. But... Yeah, I remember Ricky Lake. I was going to say, you know who does that now with the doorbell? It's not as scandalous or anything like that, but...
They stole her sauce?
Well, technically, I guess. It's not the exact same thing, but Andy Cohen, he does his nightly show on Bravo called Watch What Happens Live, and they call it the Bravo Clubhouse. So there's like a very small, intimate audience. They do a guest bartender, and then he has celebrities, and he has guests from the shows that air on Bravo. And often there's a ring at the doorbell, and someone comes in, you know, like a surprise guest or something. They'll be like, "Oh, the doorbell. Who is it? Candy Burris," or something like that. So it's not the same, but
it can never be the same.
Oh, of course not.
But they used to cut to a commercial break, and everybody be
right, and you
actually
who could
that
had to
be?
Wait.
And you had to wait 5 whole minutes.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, oh, it's their cousin who's sleeping with him too.
Yeah.
And then it'd just be a scandal.
It was always a pretty big scandal.
And I used to eat that up as a little kid.
Oh, me too. I loved
just
it.
Be like,
I loved daytime television when I was a kid. I did too much, more than my parents appreciated.
I'd be glued to that TV.
Yeah, because I used to go to my great grandmother's house, and she just used to have the TV on all day. And when you don't have school.
Oh, when you don't have school, it's lit.
Spring break.
Crazy.
Your parents at work.
You're like, what comes on at 11 o'clock?
Oh, that Jenny
Is this
Jones
what you guys
11?
watch when I'm in school?
Because I think that was the lineup, right?
Can I miss school
Jenny
tomorrow?
Jones at 11.
I don't remember.
Richard Bay at 2. I want to say Ricky Lake was at 5. Oh my gosh, and then Tyra Banks came later.
That was years later.
Yeah, after most of those shows were
long gone,
obsolete, but...
And you can't forget Oprah.
Yeah, I mean, 4 o'clock slot.
And forever.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the slot Tyra Banks took?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
I think so.
I didn't even know y'all was gonna get this TV talk show history lesson.
This is true.
Or if you are age or older, a blast to the past.
Right.
But anyway, back to introductions.
Who are you?
I am JD, aka He Who Pods. And
he does pod. I say that all the time, don't I? It's true.
It is.
You know, if we're gonna have a real conversation
about pods, that's a whole nother pod.
You gotta speak the truth every time you step in the booth.
Talk to him, Beans. You know, Beans said allegedly, I didn't hear him say it, but people are saying he said it. So I've heard quite a few people say that Beanie Siegel said.
Gossip?
I mean, don't we all? Do we listen to anything but gossip today? I drink to that.
Good point.
That Beanie Siegel says, you know, he has got the throat situation, his voice changed. He says he's going to use AI to fix his voice.
That's a very brilliant way to use AI.
I thought that was interesting.
I respect that very much.
I thought that was interesting.
I respect that very much. Speaking of AI, I got this alert earlier. I follow this.
Is it about the law?
No, I follow this.
Because we got to talk about the law.
Yeah. I follow this professional, like, I forget what it's called. Honestly, don't want to say the name because, you know.
Then don't say the name.
Not because I don't want to share it.
Because we're gatekeeping.
I'm not trying to gatekeep. I'm actually not trying to gatekeep, but I don't know who watches this. And I don't really want to identify myself. It's anonymous to a point. Like, they basically ask you for your information, but they don't say your name. But there are certain identifiers, right? Like, you get to choose what your identifier is. So the identifier could be like your professional title or the company you work for or something like that. So it's basically, and I'm sure a lot of people know about it, it's basically a forum for you to like get information from other people who are employees at various companies or work in the same industry as you or whatever. So you can go on and you can ask questions, you can give comments, you can be like, hey, I work at Google, heads up, 200 people got laid off today. Like, and it's really
So this is how you get all your insider BET information.
No, I actually no live people at BET.
Trying to get my lie off.
No, that was good. That was good. That was a good one. But
because I heard Capricorns are liars, you know.
Oh, I heard that too.
I don't know.
I heard that too. But I also heard that Geminis are terrible people. So, you know, I mean, listen, in good company is the way I see it.
I heard it's all about, you know, your rise and your moons and stuff. So I don't know, you know.
Man, fuck the rise and the moon. As far as I'm concerned, like, who cares? Because if I subscribe to the zodiac shit that people say, I would hate myself.
My response is it all falls down.
And where did it go? But I bring it up to say that someone posted earlier, I get the notifications, and someone posted earlier that their role, since the rise of ChatGPT, their company has instituted, certain parameters for ChatGPT. So they're using it.
Okay.
And she was like, I believe it was a woman, I don't know, but they said that it is replacing a large portion of their functions. So she was expressing her concern that she thinks she's going to get laid off soon because herself and the people who have her role have had significantly reduced functions because the company has chosen to use ChatGPT. And I thought that was really interesting because I know we talk about AI here and there's a lot going on with AI right now. And,
sure it is.
But I think that Beanie Siegel has that's a brilliant way to use it. Where he's still doing the work. You need a whole new rapper for it. He can enhance his voice though.
That's it.
I think that's amazing.
Then it'll sound like Beanie. Siegel was the name that they gave me.
Yes. So that's pretty cool. But let's talk about the law you said? Let's talk about the law since we're here.
Enlighten us. What law?
I've got to put on my glasses.
I don't know why you don't have your glasses on. I don't read. That's why mine are off, and I don't. The light is in front of me, so I don't want to blind our viewers. our lovely viewers who we're so grateful for. I don't want to blind them with all the glare and stuff.
So the law that you're talking about, according to the Hollywood Reporter, says that AI created art isn't copyrightable. According to a federal judge, on August 18th, they upheld a finding from the U.S. Copyright Office that a piece of art created by AI is not open to protection.
Right.
So this is kind of a big deal.
Why is it a big deal?
And yes, it would affect something that Beanie Siegel were to create, because while his live work would be protected by copyright laws, if he creates something that is AI generated, it wouldn't be. So people could just take his work and do whatever they wanted with it. And I mean, that is that is the epitome of the anti-artist, as far as I'm concerned. Like, how are you someone who creates art and your work can't be protected?
Well, that's part of the confusion, because he would be creating the art. It would just be altered slightly by the AI. I think the implications with this decision from the judge is something that will affect what Hollywood is trying to do more than Beanie Siegel, because Hollywood is trying to be able to
create. They're trying to create work product from AI. So they're not necessarily, it's not necessarily coming from an original, I'm just trying to help you out, but it's not necessarily coming from something original, like Beanie Siegel creating a song and then funneling that through AI to get his voice to do the thing. You're talking about if what they're trying to do is create the work product from an AI system, like a ChatGPT or something like that.
Correct. Okay. And so they want to be able to duplicate, replicate, alter images, films, everything, and that the understanding is that this decision, because it was by a federal judge, would not allow that to happen, and so you wouldn't be able to copyright whatever you came up with, or rather whatever the AI came up with. Yeah. And remember, that was a part of like one of the big things that Hollywood wants to be able to do with the actors and the dancers and everyone involved in what they feel is smaller scale things. So one of the examples was like, if you dance in a show, they want to be able to keep your likeness forever and be able to replicate and alter that dance routine to do new dance routines of you, and you never be involved. Okay. That was one of the examples that were given specifically, that the writers and actors were like, nah, we not with that. And so this decision kind of helps the actors, because Hollywood would not be able to do that. I mean, I don't know if this is the final thing, but I'm saying that this will stifle some of the plans that Hollywood was trying to move forward with. Yeah,
exactly. So that would be a move in a positive direction for all the people who are under the unions that are on strike right now.
Yes, and I say fuck Hollywood, because that AI shit should not be allowed anyway. So I am in full support of this decision. I don't need to even, guess about my opinion. I have a pretty strong stance on this one. I feel like there's no reason that Hollywood should be able to manipulate, alter, remix, create, and all these other things with machines or machine-based learning systems, and exclude the people who you visibly will see. Right. So fuck Hollywood, and I'm glad that this goes against them.
So according to, and then I have a fun fact for you. According to the same article from the Hollywood Reporter, it says the judge also explored the purpose of copyright law, which she said is to encourage human individuals to engage in creation. And she said other things, but she goes on to say the act of human creation and how to best encourage human individuals to engage in that creation and thereby promote science and the useful arts was thus central to American copyright from its very inception. So copyright law in essence was not designed to reach non-human actors.
That's it.
So fun fact, you can't like let your pet take a photo and protect it.
Oh, so those pet Instagrams, they're asked out?
No, if it's their work. So like they use in the article, they use the example of a monkey taking a photo. If a monkey took a photo for you and now it's your photo and you want to do something like great with it or whatever, or maybe you want to use the monkey as the story, like, hey, my monkey takes photos and these photos are copywritten, they're actually not copywritten because the monkey took it.
That's interesting.
And copyright laws only protect humans.
There you go. No apes.
Can't believe we made it. Ape shit. It took me a while because never mind. I don't really listen to that. So, anyway. Isn't that fascinating?
It is.
Let's move on.
Let's.
Speaking of random things that people do.
Uh-oh. Watch out now.
It's the little one and it's not Bow Wow.
What you got for us, player?
All right. Here's the thing, right?
Uh-oh. Anytime Dash says, here's the thing, some wild shit is coming.
So... Oh, actually, we're not gonna go there yet. Let's talk about another artist.
Okay.
You know, someone who likes to draw. Okay? So let's talk about Adonis Graham.
Adonis Creed?
No. Let's talk about Adonis Graham, son of Aubrey Graham, aka Drake, Drizzy, young. No, he's not young. The OVO himself, Mr. OVO himself, October's very own.
I don't want to talk about this. Call our Drake correspondent.
Our Drake correspondent might be working. Let's see.
I don't want to get any hate off yet. I want to wait for the album.
We were just calling because, sorry. We figured, we should call our Drake correspondent about Adonis and his artwork.
Yeah. Oh, yo. What's up, JD?
Hey, what's going on, Josh?
Sorry.
You're supposed to do like the Joe Budden podcast.
I know, but he sounded upset. I didn't want. He's my brother. I care about him. I don't care about the podcast.
I know, but before you do it, once you get that shit off, then you're supposed to let him know, hey, we're on the pod.
Right, but
you just bust out.
I went into
we wanted to call our Drake correspondent, nigga. Let him know.
I went into big sister mode, like, oh my gosh, what happened to you?
That's fine, but once you switch from there, then you have to let him know he's being recorded.
Right. Well, this is Dash from the Let's Have a Real Conversation podcast, and we were here. We were about to talk about Adonis's artwork, and and Jay said we should call our Drake correspondent and see what he thought.
So I actually thought it was all right. It seemed a little bit cool. But I will say, I saw something on Twitter which is kind of funny, where someone was saying that Drake's kid is fighting some demons. So that's a crazy looking boy. That dog is looking nuts.
The dog does look scary. It reminds me of an image that I can't remember. Like, it looks like something, but I cannot remember what it looks like.
Looks like a demon.
Well,
the kid is fighting some demons, man. I don't know.
You see, I never would have even thought to say that. That's why we gotta call our Drake correspondent.
You're right. Well,
it looks okay. I mean, I know I'm not about to buy the shirt because apparently he's selling T-shirts of it now.
Of course
too.
he is. Of course he is. I mean, why would
Which, I mean, okay, cool. I guess you're proud of your son. You want to do that, sure. But yeah, I just want the album. Like, give me the album. And if it's more of what he did on Meltdown, then I want more of that.
They're saying there's a 12 a.m. in Cuba.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's that? Oh.
I don't know if it's real, but someone on TikTok has been leaked. Well, we figured out that maybe it's AI generated.
Yeah, it wasn't real Drake.
I can see that. I mean, a lot of the songs, the leaks have been AI generated these days with Drake, so
That's really annoying.
I can see that. And I was seeing some things on YouTube where it was like, for all the dogs, and it was a song, and I'm like, I don't know. And then I actually found one which actually was an AI song.
Yeah.
It was the one with The Weeknd, and they said that was on For All the Dogs. So I'm like, yeah, someone's at work right now trying to, give Drake some free marketing.
Yeah. I just feel like just drop the album. Just give it to us so we could see if we need to be mad or not. that's where I'm at with it.
Just want to know.
Oh, go ahead.
How old is Drake's son?
Adonis, he got to be like, I don't know, when was Pusha T mad? 5 years ago?
Yeah, that might have been about 5 years ago. So I think he's around 5.
He's probably like 5, 6. He can't
You
be
think
older than
you
that.
think 5-year-olds could color in the lines that well?
I mean, I'm sure they cleaned up the image.
Oh, okay.
His daddy's rich. I don't think they just put it out exactly as it is. But okay, it's funny you say that because I know you have a hot take. And okay, while we have our Drake correspondent, because we know he doesn't have a lot of time, go ahead and say your hot take before he gets off the line.
I don't think Adonis drew that.
You don't think Adonis drew that?
No, I think it's fake news, alternative facts.
What do you think did that? You thought Drake did it himself? I was like,
I don't give a fuck who did it, but it don't look like something a 5-year-old drew. Number one, okay, like Dash just said, if he drew it, they altered it. Which then makes it not his drawing.
Yeah, I mean...
If my 13-year-old daughter draws Superman and I change what she did, it's no longer her drawing.
Well, now it's your drawing as a collective. Now
But he didn't
you guys
say
drew it together.
But that's not what Drake told us.
Well, Drake is not going to tell us the whole truth.
I mean, but then you can easily
Drake told
put that
us
towards music though.
Drake
You
said,
can say,
That's true.
"Oh, go ahead, Josh."
You can say that. Okay, I made the song. Well, this person made the song, and I tweaked it and also added it. But so because they had some help in it, it's no longer my song. I mean, it's still my song. You added to it. We collaborated. Still my song.
Tell that to 50 Cent in The Game.
Well, I mean,
That was their beef for many years.
I believe Fifth wrote all that shit
You see?
up to a certain point.
And then see, so here we go.
I mean, points are being made. I don't know.
I mean, I will say, honestly, it's a child. Like, look, if my kid drew something and I did a little bit, my kid drew that. I don't care. I'm rich. What you gonna do? My kid drew that. That's what I'm gonna tell everybody.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's probably what happened. Like he started it off, and they said, "Oh, let's add some ears," and then Drake was like, "Adonis did this."
Yeah.
I don't
One
know.
of the famous stories. And I don't know. Maybe somebody will link it in one of their books.
I will
Drake
say,
was drunk one time he spoke about it.
Yeah.
right. I will say, yeah, that's kind of where I was going. I will say, Drake is smart for doing this because once again, here we all are discussing an album cover and there's not even any music out.
Right.
See, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's gonna always get people talking. I didn't think he was gonna drop it last week because he is smart because a lot of people, what they do, they usually talk about an album name or show the album cover like around Tuesday, Wednesday, and then there's probably gonna be something else that drops on a Thursday, and then it's gonna be like on all platforms. You get it on all your DSPs Friday at midnight.
Right.
But the thing is that he never said that, and honestly, Drake is not that like. He does that a lot. Like, we were waiting over a year for Certified Like Lover Boy.
Yep.
Like, I remember when he put out the trailer for that, and like it was over a year. We were like, "What the hell?" And we got it. But aside from that, like I don't know. I don't know when For All the Dogs is gonna come out, and I kind of just leave it up to it's gonna drop when it's gonna drop. I wouldn't even look forward to it unless if there's like a single that's out. Because Drake usually these days he drops a single with it. I don't think he's ever put out an album without a single since If You're Reading This Is Too Late.
Well, wasn't that a mixtape?
We're not gonna do that.
Oh, okay. I was genuinely asking.
Well, I think it's debatable. I think that there is sort of, but sort of not.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Drake fan. That's why I was asking. This time I wasn't throwing shots.
Okay, so I think what Josh was talking about is the fact that during that time, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, but I think that was around the time where he was trying to get out of his contract and he had one album left. So
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so this was like a sneak thing that he did and dropped it. So technically it was a mixtape, but it was a mixtape that got released as an album.
Oh, okay.
So he could fulfill his
I didn't know that. That's why I honestly was asking it. This time I wasn't throwing shots because I remember that even the content of the project, people were like, "Oh, this is mixtape Drake," which we haven't got in a long time.
And that's why the title was "If You're Reading This Is Too Late," because it was like to the execs, "Fuck y'all, I already did it."
Oh, see, I didn't know any of that. That's interesting.
Right? Yeah, that was a thing, which is funny because then he still re-upped on his Young Money, Cash Money contract after that.
Yeah.
But no, the reason why I say that is because in the era of music streaming, you can almost call anything you want. You can call it a mixtape, you can call it a playlist, you can call it an album. Yes, technically, from what Drake said, it's a mixtape, but you know what's a true mixtape to me? Something that doesn't need clearance. And those songs, they needed clearance.
Right.
If it's something that's not being sold and put on an official streaming service, like Apple Music or Spotify, I don't even look at it as a mixtape because you have to get the clearance and you're making money off of it. I think if anything, like the name of your body of work, that's just more marketing behind it. Especially if you don't want to like make it a mainline project. Like, you know how with movies, it'll be like Mission Impossible 1, 2, and then it'll be like Mission Impossible Extraction. And like, that's supposed to be like the side project. So because we're not too confident on what it's going to do.
Right.
And we're not probably putting as much money, like the budget isn't as big. So we're going to call it something else so that people don't focus on it being a mainline project when it still technically is. It's still a body of work that's going to get graded. So that's what I say that about If You're Reading This Is Too Late. Again, very dope mixtape album, whatever you want to call it.
Got
Also,
you.
just to correct myself, I think actually he didn't have a single for More Life because I think that one he debuted on OVO Sound Radio.
Well, that's what another podcast said. Another podcast said that he, as of late, that they believe he was not dropping the album because he did not do the radio thing. And that the last couple projects, that's what he's done. He's played music from the project on OVO radio before it came out.
Yep, that's exactly what he's been doing. He's been kind of doing the traditional rollout. But he also, I think, again, he did this again with the Certified Lover Boy thing, where it was like, you know what? Actually, I'm sorry. That weirdo dance album. He didn't release a single for that, but that was also kind of obvious because...
But he played it on the radio show.
Oh, did he? Okay, so I stopped.
I think whatever the single was, Sticky, I think it was.
Okay.
He played that on the radio show.
Okay. Well, hey, I mean, I say this. I think Drake knows what he's doing and just putting that out there. I'm sure also he was, like, excited about it because it's his son. I think it's also a thing where he's like, all right, like, this is what it's going to be. Doesn't mean it's going to be ready for you now. Like, Drake is going to do whatever the hell he wants to do these days. And, you know, but I will say the pattern of what he's been doing lately, he's going to put out a single. It's also possible that Search and Rescue song that I was talking about, where he's talking about, like, taking out the streets.
Oh, yeah, we heard that song later on.
Yeah, we did.
It's
Yo, I was telling her that your imitation was spot on.
Yeah, and I'm so sad that it was spot on. don't like it. I mean, a lot of people liked it at the concert, which was cool, but it was like, this is so lazy. It's so stupid.
That's
But actually, fun fact: Kim Kardashian was sampled on that song. She's the girl who's talking about it's like a little like interlude in the middle of it about something that she heard on the internet. That's Kim Kardashian.
Oh, interesting.
I hope he cleared that one, because that one will take all your money.
Oh, I feel like they all like hang in the same circle. Don't they live in the same neighborhood?
They all live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, so you know that's his neighbor.
And the same bedrooms.
All right.
Well, yeah. I mean, no comment on that. Kanye's gonna come after you, man.
Oh, please.
Well, go take care of your stuff. We appreciate you as always.
Yes, thank you.
Of course. Anytime you want to give shout out about some birds, so you know, no problem. Just call me anytime.
All right.
Thanks, Josh.
Bye.
Peace. Oh, wait.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, everybody who's listening, just make sure you subscribe on wherever you get your podcasts, on YouTube. Hit the like button. Hit the notification so you get all the updates whenever their podcasts drop. You got to make sure you do that.
Thanks, Josh.
I appreciate that.
Hey, real quick. You know Sexy Red got a new song?
Sexy Red is popping off in these streets, man. She's even on Drake's tour now, man. She's even on Drake's tour. I'm like, yo, like she's really, she's
doing her thing.
But you know what? Not to plug another pod. I won't plug them. They don't want to mention it.
It's fine. Go ahead.
But like, Rory and Maul were talking about it. I think Rory was like, hey, like, is this just a moment? Like, does she really actually have any longevity? Which I actually think that she is creating a space for herself for some longevity. But I think she's doing everything that she has to in what's with her brand. And then to Maul's point is that if she really wanted to make everybody go like, whoa, she has it in her pocket where if she wants to switch up and change the way she is, like, you know, start being a little bit more modest or whatever, she could do that. I don't know if this is really what she's gonna do, but that would also be like another thing she has in her pocket to make herself safe. So Sexy Red doing her thing, you know. Hey, whatever the women like, that's what's gonna sell, and the women like Sexy Red. Yeah, there's a lot of young women who like Sexy Red.
Yeah, Vince Staples, he said that she she put an EP out about a year ago, and that she's really been working a lot the past 2 or 3 years before any of this music was ever heard by the public.
Yeah, no, I believe that. I did see some videos of her, like of some of her old stuff.
Yeah, he said that he met her. He knows of her music prior, and he mentioned the EP that came out a year or so ago.
Well,
yeah, no, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so she's working. That's the point he was making.
Well, I guess we'll see where it goes. Because, I mean, why not? Stranger things have happened. I don't want to say, I hope that sounds bad. I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying there's a lot of...
You sound like a hater.
No. I just feel like there's a lot of artists that, especially when they have that really catchy gotcha song, that they don't, after a while we don't see or hear from them. So that's what I mean when I say stranger things have happened. I also think we've had the ones that have come out and years later we've been like, wow, this person is still putting out music and good music and things that people want to hear, and you know, people are excited about them. So that's what I mean. No shade.
Plus, I think that she not just her music is popping off right now, but I mean, if she just builds herself that personality, which I think she already has, she has all her friends like Suki Hana, Summer Walker. Like, I think whether if her music keeps popping off or not, she still has. She's being very, very super creative, and she still has that personality going on social media. She's tweaking a lot, good funny tweets. Like, she knows how to be funny and be cool on social media. So
yeah, it seems like she's being herself.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's another reason. That's the reason why a lot of people like Cardi.
Yeah,
because Cardi has pretty much been genuine.
Yes.
Cardi has always been that genuine person, never really gave a fuck about what anybody thought.
Right.
And, you know, that, like, she was a personality before an artist.
Absolutely.
And I think, again, that, like, when you have people like that, and who knows, like, I'm sure if it really gets to a certain point, maybe Sexy Red can dip into, like, some bit of, like, white culture, pop culture type of stuff. Because she did tweet some video of, like, probably some producer, like, playing, I think, something like a ukulele. And I think I don't think it was Pound Town, I think it was Ski that she was doing. And it was good. I think it got over 1 million views. So that right there, I think that's telling that she could probably have a Tiny Desk concert on NPR, and that will actually even propel her even more.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, Ski's the record that's being pushed now.
I think she would be great for a Tiny Desk. I think that would be really interesting to watch.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, and a good way for people to get her music in a package, you know, like because I feel like, I'm gonna be honest, somebody like me, like, you know, I'm out of town thugging with my rounds like that. Yeah, it's fun and all of that, but it doesn't have me looking for more music from her, you know?
Right.
So I think if she was doing something like a Tiny Desk, I think I'd probably be more inclined to be like, oh, let me check this out. Was she? Because Tiny Desk got a little, they got a little sauce to them. Like they, there's someone that it's something we respect. So but yeah.
Ski is like you heard Ski?
No.
Ski is like it's something that's getting played in the strip clubs.
Oh. Well, then I gotta go to the strip club.
Goodbye. All right, Josh, thanks a lot.
All right, yo.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye. And then we out. LHRC goes to the strip club.
Not me, Chris.
Then we out.
Chris, you and Dash can go.
Chris,
make sure you get the
Chris,
footage.
Get them ones. Get them ones, Chris. Go to the bank.
You ain't got no money in the bank. No.
Chris, which one? Which strip club we?
Oh, and Chris gotta know what strip club is good.
Is Sin City still open?
It's hard out here for I can't even say a pimp for an intern. All right.
We gonna start paying him in 2025.
Oh, I thought you were about to say 2024. I'm about to say, man, you got some shit lined up I didn't know about.
No.
2025. All right, Chris, by then he'll start his own pod. He'll do like Savon.
Right. Right. And then Savon got himself a good ass job and was like, you know what? This was great. Right. I loved being here. I am so happy that I was a part of the greatness that is this, but I'm going to go do great things over there now. Yep. With my 6-figure salary and my very popular podcast.
Right.
Good for him.
Facts.
So, yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know. I wish well for Sexy Red and Adonis.
Me too.
Moving right along.
Yep.
We might as well stay on music since we're talking about music. Usher. 2 things about Usher. First of all, we didn't talk about it here.
Good.
I wasn't, no.
Oh.
We didn't talk about it here, but Usher had his little situation with Keke Palmer. We don't need to rehash it. There's no reason to discuss it. But
everything's a rollout.
Everything's a rollout because, it turned into a song and a video. So there's that. So Usher, the point of bringing that up is that Usher's been releasing music lately. Little onesie twosies, but I feel like...
Yeah, it's all onesies. He hasn't put out a 2-pack.
It was just a saying.
Oh, my bad.
But I say all that to say I would love to get an Usher album.
Well,
he also...
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go.
I want Usher to stop playing.
Agreed.
There's like 6 Usher records out.
Right.
Give us the album.
Right. I want to
Clearly the album is done.
And it's going to be great.
Because we got what? Bad Habits, Glue, Good,
and Girlfriend. Is there another one?
I think there's one more song.
I can't recall.
Whatever. If there's 4 singles, there's an album.
And he just released the visuals he just released the video for Good Good.
Yeah.
Good Good got released a few weeks ago, which is good and good. Anyway, my jokes are funny, okay?
Which was good.
And good.
And good. Ridiculous.
But yeah, a great song. Just love it.
Oh, I
have
Good
listened to it a million times.
Yeah, same. But give us the album and stop playing.
I agree. Usher, if you're listening, we just want an album, please.
And tickets to Vegas. Fuck it. Why
yeah,
not?
please.
If we're reaching, we might as well.
Can we, Usher, please?
Might as well get a technical foul.
We sit here all the time and we champion you. We tell the people how much we love you.
And you can sing to Dash.
Especially me.
Yeah, Dash would love to be on stage getting serenaded.
Yes. And guess what? Ain't nobody gonna come out from the woodwork on Twitter talking about, oh, me and Dash is a mother, or Dash is my woman. Nah, there won't be any of that, Usher. It'll just be me and you on that stage. I know you got your woman. I don't want you like that. I just
single.
Debatable.
Oh.
I just want, and see, JD is trying to stir up some shit right now with you, Usher, and I don't want no problems. I just want to be sang to. That's it. Just sing to me, okay? And that's fine. And then that's it. That's it for the night. We don't need anything else. Now, if you want something else, let's talk. But
what did Drake say, Joel? What did Sexy Red say? What?
Anyway,
Sukiyana
I kid, but that would be dope. Vegas.
Oh,
Usher.
I was about to say the other thing. Okay, my bad.
No, seeing Usher in Vegas, that'd be incredible.
Yeah.
Love that. Usher, have your people call us. We don't really have people other than Chris.
Right.
And Chris, I don't want Chris answering that call.
Because then we'd be like, yo, Chris said he had to go to Vegas for like 3 days. I don't know why.
Right. But you can reach us at 555-1234.
Oh, that's our number? Wow. Okay.
No, but seriously, if anyone from Usher's team is listening, lhrcpodcast@gmail.com. Hello. Hit us up. Send our tickets there.
Yep.
You know? Because we'll drop everything and come.
Yep. I got sick days, vacation days, personal days.
I mean,
Usher days.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say, forget the vacation, forget PTO. Usher Raymond.
That's it.
Okay?
Walk right in there, hey. Usher baby.
Exactly. Imagine emailing your boss and being like, Usher, period. And that's it.
See, I'm a different kind of asshole. I'll walk in the office. I don't even want to send an email. I'll walk right in the office and be like, hey, next Thursday I won't be in. But is everything okay? Yeah. Usher, baby. Usher, baby.
I'm going to go to my boss and just be like, USHER.
That's right.
OND.
That's right. That's how you got to do it.
All right. Okay, so we got to get to new music. I noticed that this is a very
Wait. But what do you think
episode.
about Usher mocking his own video with the new video?
Oh, right. We didn't talk about that. Well, yes. So with the video he did with Keke Palmer, people thought it was going to be very salacious and it was going to be, and they did make fun of her situation. But that was a very small part of it. The big part of it was that he basically recreated the "You Don't Have to Call" video.
Yes.
Yeah, and paid homage to himself.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I mean, I thought it was cool for fans like me who knew what it was. I feel like the kids wouldn't know, but if you know, you know.
I think all Usher fans know that one. It's a very significant video.
Right. Are Usher fans the kids?
I think Usher has fans of all ages.
Okay.
And I think that's how you get a record like Good Good with 21 Savage and Summer Walker, who are fairly young.
And a great record too. Like, I was actually really surprised because I get really nervous when I see certain artists with certain older artists with newer artists. I go, ooh, I don't know what this is gonna be like. But it's a great song.
It's good.
It's good and good.
Let's move on.
So before we get to the other new music, I just wanted to talk about Miguel.
What Miguel do?
Oh, I'm gonna show you.
Uh-oh, I'm scared. I need specs for this?
Yeah. So apparently he had a show.
Okay.
I think I saved it. Apparently he had a show that he did. This weekend actually. And according to Hip Hop DX, not usually where I get our news from, but Miguel performs gruesome body suspension show with hooks in his back. And it says Miguel is literally stretching himself to promote his new album, Viscera. You see that? You see that? Yeah. You look suspended.
I just don't understand. Like, what's...
Like, why would you do this to your body?
I mean, if you're
no
into
reason.
BDSM, that's fine.
Oh, that was the person taking it off of him? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's fine. If you, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, if you're into BDSM, get your shit off. My thing is, kids drawing covers, people being naked in videos, people mocking their own videos, people stretching out skin. Whatever you gotta do to sell albums nowadays. It's hard to be an artist. And so, sometimes you gotta show some ass. Other times you gotta mock your own video.
Yeah.
And sometimes you gotta hang from the ceiling with hooks digging directly into your skin.
I just don't understand. I don't, no judgment for the folks who are, have their kinks. I don't have an issue with that. But I guess I'm trying to understand why you would want to perform that way, because you're performing for an extended period of time. It's,
Yeah, but he was just brought down. He wasn't hanging the whole performance.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's not so bad, it's not so bad.
Listen,
I just thought
sometimes a little pain goes a long way.
Well, that's kind of the point. I mean, the title of his album, I don't know when it's coming out, but the title of his album is Viscera. So, and we know what visceral means. So,
I'm happy to get a new Miguel album. I look forward to hearing a new Miguel album. It's been way too long since we've had a Miguel album.
Yeah. So I'm fine with that.
Listen, he was just trying to hook it up.
I guess. Literally hook it up.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking for an album release date. I don't see one. But it's coming. This will be his first album since 2017.
Yeah.
So, overdue for those of us who love Miguel.
Yeah.
But...
Listen, people do all type of crazy shit to promote their music and their projects and their business ventures. So to me, listen, this is not too surprising. I mean, D'Angelo was butt-ass naked on a video rotating when we were kids.
Yeah, but his skin wasn't being pulled. It's not the same thing.
I think in the 90s, to be butt-ass naked spinning around, that was a big deal.
I think it was a big deal, but I think the reason why at least I thought this was shocking was because he was literally having them pull his skin.
Yep.
That's the only thing. It's not like,
maybe that's just a Tuesday night for him.
Maybe, and that's fine.
Maybe Tuesday nights are, skin stretching sessions.
I gotta do more with my Tuesday nights.
I mean, listen, I don't know. We record on Sundays, I don't know what you're doing Tuesdays.
So, according to the LA Times, they wrote an article actually on August 9th that says, "Say goodbye to the old Miguel." So they're basically saying
they cloned Miguel.
Okay. Yeah, they're saying that he's going to come back. Basically, he's reinvented himself. And you won't. It says that he has made a practice of pushing his body to the physical limits in the last year through a lot of fully immersive, visceral experiences that may speak to some sort of wanting to not feel numb. These are his words. So yeah, I mean, it says in June he posted a picture of his back on Instagram. Brick red bloodstains, didn't know about this. Brick red bloodstains running down his white tank top. It came after a session doing body suspension, the ancient body modification practice where large metal hooks are placed in the back from which the participant is hung. It's meant to be a spiritual test or a meditative ritual, and for Miguel, an exercise in trust. So this has nothing to do with sex. This is spiritual.
There it is, folks. And who are we to knock the spiritual journey of an R&B singer?
He said it was a scary and freeing experience and emotion to go through because it's such a light switch. It has so much to do with pain. What does pain mean? Okay, so he's in the middle of an existential crisis, and that's fine.
Like I said, if you in the BDSM, it's all good.
Sure, but I mean, this seems more like this is not about that. It's just about him, like, exploring himself rather than.
What you think the BDSM? Anyway, I don't want to put all the business out there. Never mind. Go ahead.
I get okay.
A lot of things in sexuality have to deal with exploring yourself, your pain limits, your pleasure limits, your uncomfortability. It's not that different.
It's not that different, but
he's saying it's spiritual. So okay,
right,
so it's
but
spiritual.
that's what I'm saying. You keep pushing BDSM, and I'm like, but wait, he's not.
I'm saying BDSM as a loose term, but he's saying he's pushing his pain limits.
Yes, he is saying that.
There are a lot of people in the BDSM realm who that's part of the kink. The kink is pain equals pleasure.
Right. I totally understand. I'm just...
in various different ways. And so it's like, oh, I did this thing and it felt very painful, but it brought me pleasure. What's the next thing?
I know. I totally understand that. But I'm just pointing out that he confirmed that it isn't about sex. It's about his spirituality. That was
okay,
it.
Great. Listen, so hang yourself off of meat racks. So you can reach spiritual enlightenment, whatever.
I don't totally understand it, but it's not for me to understand. So
whatever. Just make a good album. How about that? You made us wait a long ass time. Give us a good album, Miguel. And then you can do whatever you want to your back. I don't care.
Right. So, new music came out.
There's a lot of music.
All right. You want to skip new music?
No, come on, let's do it.
Okay. So Burna Boy came out. I didn't finish the album.
Okay.
I listened to about half of it. I should probably wait and report back on that another time. But it was, I don't know. It was cool. I like Afrobeats. I should point that out. So I tend to listen to Afrobeats, but I'm not an expert by any means on it. Like I don't know what people consider like good Afrobeats as opposed to not good, or I don't know the artist I'm supposed to be listening to, I kind of just go on a streaming site and put in that I want to listen to Afrobeats, unless it's like something specific like Burna Boy or any other artist that I actually do know about. I just put it in and I just kind of listen. A lot of times I just find a playlist and listen when I want to listen to Afrobeats. So I don't really know, like, I don't know that I'm the right person to judge, but I kind of felt like it was a very, like, vibey, like, very chill vibe that I got from it. It didn't necessarily make me, like, want to get up and dance or anything.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Right. Yeah, that's why I'm saying maybe I'm not the right person to... I have to listen to it again, I'll be honest.
Well, you gotta finish it first.
I gotta finish it, but I gotta listen to the songs that I listened to already, listen to it again. But I thought that it was like very chill, like a very mellow vibe.
Kickback vibes.
Yeah. So, you know. All right, and then Ciara.
CC.
Yep. CC is the title of the album. I was like, wait, do you know her?
I do not know Ciara. If I knew Ciara, we'd be potting from a very different location. Like,
On the beach?
probably. I mean, wherever her and her husband allow us to, record and be graced by their presence.
Oh, listen. I would love to be graced by their presence.
I bet. I bet.
And their lavish lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
So I heard it. Smooth listen.
Is it considered an album? Or is it an EP?
35 minutes is an album.
Okay.
Kanye made sure we knew that when he put out all those projects years back.
They all had 7 songs?
Yep. Mm-hmm. But yeah, 30 minutes or more makes you yawn. No, I'm just playing. 30 minutes or more is considered an album.
Yeah.
I think it's 35, whatever it is. It's an album. So I listened to Ciara's project. Ciara's project was good. It was a smooth listen. I mean, Ciara does pop and R&B, right? Mm-hmm. And so it was mostly pop. The Chris Brown record. The Chris Brown record is up there. That's track 1. Is very fitting.
Mm-hmm. That's a good song.
There's only like 1 or 2 R&B songs. It's mostly pop. So it was cool. I mean, I didn't have any strong opinions one way or another because I'm not a big pop listener. Mm-hmm. So it was cool. There was a song I'll probably throw on my gym playlist. Very like up-tempo and kind of like call and response type vibes. Mm-hmm. That's cool. I'll throw that on my gym playlist. But I don't usually listen to Ciara. Mm-hmm. I did it for the purposes of this pod. It was smooth. I don't really have a strong opinion. I didn't have anything I disliked. I could say that. Mm-hmm. But it's also not really my cup of tea because I'm not really the pop guy, right? And so the R&B stuff that was there I liked. I guess my only critique would be I'd like more of the R&B. Mm-hmm. But the R&B wasn't bad. The pop wasn't bad. I'm sure she's looking great in the videos if and when they come out. I mean, I think she looks great on the cover. What'd you say? I
think there's a video for How We Roll.
I'm sure there is because it is already one of her number 1 songs.
How We Roll.
On the DSPs. Mm-hmm. I went up there to listen, and the track with Chris Brown was like number 2 or 3 from her top 5 most played songs or most popular songs.
Yeah.
So it's clearly doing well. And she addressed some of the hate. I saw that. Mm-hmm. I was listening. It was like, oh, what was that? Oh, okay, all right.
I mean, they be talking about her in that prayer.
Right. She said, I heard y'all.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
And she's like, I got my man and my babies. And
Yep.
That's just how we roll.
That was part of what she mentioned on the album.
Yeah. I mean, You know, don't you have a baby on the way too?
Just had one.
Oh, had the baby already. See, I'm keeping up with the pregnancy.
Oh, maybe she's on the way because Rihanna and ASAP just had theirs. Yes. Maybe I'm getting them confused.
They did. They did just have their baby. Maybe it's baby Jizza. I don't know, but
that's funny.
Yeah, I listened to it also. I thought it was fun. I thought it was, you know, you kind of said this. It was a Ciara project. Like, it sounded like a Ciara project.
Yeah.
It sounded like things that we've heard from her before. Not in a bad way. I just mean it sound like it's what you would expect.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have like a huge, strong feeling about it one way or another. It just kind of was like, and I've always said, like, I just, you know, I actually really like watching her dance.
She's an amazing dancer.
She's an amazing dancer and
performer.
Honestly, if I almost feel like she makes music so she can perform. I
would say yes.
You know, so
because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so I'm into it. I don't think I'll listen to the album often or anything like that.
I
but
think
like you said, I think there's a couple on there that you can kind of throw into some playlists and you know, keep it in the rotation. But yeah, I thought it was cool. I didn't have any issues with it. I danced a little bit while I listened to it.
Okay.
You know, I did a little booty pop.
There you go.
No, pop that thing. Oh, pop that thing. Oh. That was a radio thing. Anyway, so let's get off music. Movies. Let's talk movies.
I'm about to say more music after you said no more music?
Let's talk movies real quick.
Okay, what you got?
So I watched They Clone Tyrone.
Okay.
I think you better call home Tyrone. So it was interesting. I'm not really a sci-fi person, but I guess maybe I should stop saying that. I should stop saying I'm not a sci-fi person. I should stop saying I'm not a fantasy person. I feel like I'm an everything person. I'm very much the person who will watch anything at least once and try it out. I am not opposed to anything. The only things that I really don't like to watch is like scary stuff or like horror and gore. I'm not really into that.
So no Saw for you?
No.
You're not gonna watch Saw 10?
No. And in fact, I guess the one thing that I feel like I draw the line at is vampires. I don't care. I don't want. I've seen Vampire in Brooklyn, and that's about it. Outside of that, I don't have any interest to watch the Twilight series or what was the show, Vampire Diaries. I don't have any desire to see that. Oh, what was the other show, Charmed? Okay, Charmed, because Charmed had witches and vampires, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm not really into that. Neither here nor there. My point is that, you know, I gotta stop saying I'm not into sci-fi, because I feel like if it's the right version of sci-fi, I could get into it.
Yeah.
They Clone Tyrone was actually very interesting because of the fact that it was sci-fi and it was also like extremely black.
Right. It's a blaxploitation film.
Right. I don't want to give too much away. I know it's been out for a little while,
you can ruin it. It's been out for way over a month. And people are online telling that, and I didn't watch it, and I know the ending.
Right. So it was really fascinating because I think it was really good storytelling, because I remember sitting there and thinking, I know this isn't real, but like on some level it is, like conceptually it is.
Okay.
Because there's a lot about mind control. There's a lot about doing things specifically to get black people to move the way you want them to move, or to get them to do things that you want them to do, feeding them things that will make them react in a certain way. I just feel like, it's not exactly that, right? But it is very much that in a lot of ways, in real life. So I thought that was really interesting. I feel like you have to be a good storyteller for me to find the layers in that. Or not just me, but
people.
For people to find the layers in that. So I liked that. I thought John Boyega was great. Jamie Foxx. Tiana Parrish was, I mean, she's always great. I can't wait to see her in the Marvels. But yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, I don't really have anything bad to say about it. It's not, I didn't really understand what it was before watching it. I didn't know what it was about or anything like that. And it actually turned out to be really interesting. So.
And what do you think of the ending? That you're the clone.
That was an interesting ending. Or is Google the clone? Google's the clone. Google's the clone. But yeah, the ending was great. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. No, it didn't. I enjoyed it. I feel like I should have something far more thoughtful to say, but that's what I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it great? Was it cool? Was it good? Was it so-so?
I thought it was great.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, I think at the root of it for me, it was the storytelling. I feel like it was really well written. Mm-hmm. I think that it was funny. But it was also, it's kind of like watching The Handmaid's Tale. Have you ever seen The Handmaid's Tale?
I have not.
So I've only watched maybe a season. I don't think I got up to 2 seasons. I think I've only really watched the first season of Handmaid's Tale. But Handmaid's Tale is like this dystopian version of what life could potentially be like if women were basically, I don't know how to say it, like whatever the next thing is, right? Because men tend to be at the top of the hierarchy, okay, in the world we live in anyway, right? Yep. But imagine if all women were there for is to, like, they couldn't work, all they did was make babies, and the less wealthy ones made the babies for the more wealthy ones who couldn't have their own children, and they kind of just were slaves to the men, in a sense, in a matter of speaking. I hope I'm explaining.
Clone Tyrone reminded you of that?
Well, it reminded me of, because of the fact that it was like this dystopian concept, right? Like something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it made me think of that. Not because they're the same in any way, but just because imagine how when you watch things like this, it's not real, but we're also not that far removed from it. So the reason I compare it to Handmaid's Tale is because it just seems, one of the reasons I never finished watching Handmaid's Tale or continued to watch it while it was running was because it felt very real.
Okay.
Like it could be true.
Okay.
And that can be disheartening to watch. There are things that I will watch sometimes where I'm like, this is a little too real for me. Okay. I tend to find that, especially when, and I'm not talking about those specific things now, but I tend to find that when I watch things where like women are being abused or there's some sort of sexual assault or something like that, that seems like, obviously I know that I'm watching something that is not happening, but it just feels so real. And I also think that speaks to like the people who created it and how they created it, because that's kind of the point. You kind of should be able to watch things and, you know, transform yourself into another place or feel like you're there with them. So yeah, I felt like that this was a movie, and it was, you know, just a couple hours of my time. So I watched it, obviously, and I thought it was interesting. But yeah, it did make me think of like, wow, this could, like, I know this is not real, but this kind of could be, like, on some levels, it totally could exist. Okay. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, you know, I would give it an 8.5.
Wow, that is a high score.
Yeah, I was entertained. Okay. I felt like the acting was good. Okay. I'm not like a big, and maybe that's generous. I've seen blaxploitation films, but I don't think I know enough about them to like say that, oh, this was not that great compared to other ones. Okay. Or vice versa. So yeah, I thought it was great. One last thing before we go. Gran Turismo just came out.
It's based on a true story.
Based on a true story. You know? Want to give you a review? You saw it?
I saw it.
Okay.
Well, they've been promoting this movie for a while, and I go to the movies pretty often. Mm-hmm. And so I knew most of what was going to happen based on one of the trailers I saw a while back. Uh-huh. The trailer was showing kind of the behind the scenes stuff, because it's a story about a group of kids who were the world's best video game players of this video game. They're the best players of this video game, Gran Turismo. And they took them and decided, we want to take the best players and train them and see if one of them can become an actual racer, race car driver. And so in the trailer I saw, they even say that the real life person did all the car stunts. Amazing. For this movie, for for the kid who plays him.
So freaking cool.
So some things in the movie were kind of spoiled by that trailer. Mm-hmm. But it was an interesting story. Mm-hmm. It was very well put together. And it was a nice balance of like funny moments, exciting moments, suspenseful moments. And so it was cool. I'd watch it again. It wasn't my favorite movie ever, but it didn't suck either. It was kind of easy to see the path we were going on once it got to a certain point. But even that, I think what kept it interesting is the details, right? Like watching a movie where I know the real life guy is doing the stunts for the actor playing him. Yeah, obviously at a point in the movie when there's a certain challenge and we don't know if he's going to keep racing or not, obviously I know he keeps racing because the guy is doing the stunts. So certain things, and I'm trying to speak without spoiling the film because it just came out.
Is it a spoiler if it's real?
I don't know, because it's like I didn't know shit about this story.
No, I understand that. So, I know that people don't always know the story. A lot of times, that's why a lot of stories get told, because many people don't know about it. But it's like when people watch The Crown on Netflix that talks about the royal family and Prince.
It's fine.
Every single time.
I mean, we're almost done, so it's fine.
Yeah. People are always like, oh my gosh, you're spoiling it for me. But if a story is real,
you're like, this happened 20 years ago.
Right. If a story is real, is it actually a spoiler? Does it take away from, like, come on, people. If it's a real story, it's taking away from your experience?
I think it can take away from the experience because you may not know the details. And so you may know JD and Dash recorded a pod for 5 years. But there's a lot of details in between that. And so even the highlights you may know, you may not know the details. And so if you go online and say, oh, the big argument that everyone knows about, it started because Chris didn't go to the store. Well, we didn't know that though. So you
Chris
spoiled.
never goes to the store, by the way.
So you spoiled that part of it.
Right.
But I mean, if it's true, you can look it up. There's a lot of things that kind of are different than quote unquote spoiling a regular film. It's a good question. I think you kind of can, because you're ruining those intricate details that are kind of what people are looking for, right? Like, we're looking for the nooks and crannies. And so if you say like, oh, the main character and his wife split, we know that. Mm-hmm. Cool, but we don't know why they split. We just know they split. Now, if you come up on the pod and be like, yo, I saw the movie. The reason that they split is because he was smashing her sister for 6 months. You spoiled it.
Right. I'm just wondering, because even and I know it's a little bit different with like movies that are based on books or shows that are based on books. It's a little bit different because there's a lot more creative license there. They could essentially change exactly what happened.
Right.
I remember there was a Showtime show. I'm trying to figure out what it was called. But there was a Showtime show. I think even Joe Budden podcast was like really invested when it was on. And it The Undoing. Okay. And it was basically like a murder mystery of sorts, but it was based on a book. And a lot of people on the internet were like, fuck you guys, speculating. Because there's this whole... Now, I think this was great. Like, this is marketing genius, right? Because if you can get people talking for 7 or 8 episodes, if you can get people talking about who did it when there's a book that exists that tells you exactly who did it, then I think that's pretty amazing. Like, you're telling a good story. Yeah. But I remember there being people on the internet who was like, you idiots, we know who did it. And it did, in fact, stay true to the book. So
okay, that's good. A lot of things deviate.
Yeah, exactly. But I understand it with books because of what you're saying, that they do deviate. They take creative license. They change things because they know that people already may know the story. So I don't know. I was just curious about that. But sorry, I know I interrupted you.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I just think it was cool. It was cool to watch. Fast cars and seeing this kid and how his lifestyle changed in such a short time, and then the challenges with those things, and how it was not all glitz and glam and 0 to 100, pun intended. It was cool. It was interesting. Like I said, I'd watch it again, but was it the greatest shit ever? No, it was probably like a 7.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was cool. I mean, I'll be honest, I only watched it because I have AMC A-list. Like, if I had to pay $20 to see it, no, I wouldn't even bother. But I think it's cool that they're able to highlight things like that. I think today it makes sense to put out a film like that because of the fact that we have so many different ways that gaming is changing the landscape. Yeah. People are making millions of dollars as we're just watching their video game playback on YouTube. Mm-hmm. People are making millions of dollars on Twitch streaming the video games they're playing. So that is very, very different than this person going from video game player to actual race car driver, but it still is a video game centered movie. Much of the movie is about this video game, and it's really cool the way that they kind of incorporated and explain how he's able to know the things he knows and do the things he does, and where he kind of got those instincts, for lack of a better term. And so that's really cool. It's really cool to see that.
I think he would tell you that it's not a game. He would tell you that it's a simulator.
It is a simulator. Yes. Good job.
But yeah.
Yeah. That's my Gran Turismo review.
Nice. Yeah. Really interesting. Very interesting.
And
story.
You know what else?
What else?
This is the end of our pod.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
We were a little out of it today, but thank you for coming. And do come back. You know, as my brother said, you know, subscribe, follow, like, all of the things.
All of the
things that people do. You know,
or should do.
Should do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts? Anything hot in the streets like right now?
Like right now?
Right now?
Want me to do a quick sweep?
Oh, yeah.
See if anything went down while we were sitting here.
I mean,
Let's see.
Maybe Drake's son drew something else. Maybe Usher had another woman who has a boyfriend come on stage.
I mean, we know Usher did that. Yeah,
one thing.
Okay, go for it.
So, if you don't know who Victoria Monet is, shame on you, and go listen to her new album.
Yes, we will review that. That one I didn't get a chance to listen to yet. So, but I'm hearing wonderful things.
Yeah, it's called Jaguar 2.
Yes.
This is the Let's Have a Real Conversation podcast. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. We see y'all real soon. Adios.
Bye.